All right, Toon Army, Tuesday night is here, and that means it's time for you to express yourself.
Right, who's going to pay for that? You daft cats!
Let your true feelings show.
You fucking Egypt, alright? Tell that young flick he's a dead man, alright?
Oi, keep it friendly, you twats. This is a family show, have you know? Sorry about that. Let's enjoy the Toon Review Fan Forum. Here are your hosts, Paul Ditchburn and Billy Bob Trey.
Yes, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Fan Forum, and we are honoured to be joined by Mr. Stato for the first 15-20 minutes because he is very intrigued as to what Ryan is going to announce live on our Fan Forum tonight. I can see him there in the green room. I'm intrigued as to what he could possibly say, but I guess we'll find out in due course. Alex is, of course, off to the awards tomorrow night, representing the Toon Review at the Football Content Awards, which is very exciting now. It is just around the corner. As we've said all along, we're not really fussed if we win or not, but just the fact that we're there is massive for us as a channel. So, really, really pleased we're there, and looking forward to getting a phone call off Alex whatever time tomorrow night saying, yes, we've won. I have the trophy. It would be amazing. It really would be, but time will tell. Time will tell. Billy, what do you think? Are we in with a chance?
You've got an 8-1 shot anyway, let's be honest.
Yeah,
we've got an 8-1 shot. Why not? Why not?
We're against channels with a couple of million subscribers, but if our fans have gone on there and voted as well as we know they can, you just never know, do you?
You never know. You never know. Could be a hard night. Play your cards right.
Football is a funny old game.
Funny old game, Saint. Funny old game.
Yeah, funny old game, Saint. Funny old game.
You killed me, Grivesy. You killed me, Grivesy.
We'll get some comments before we bring the rabble in. By the way, I've just seen Francisco, and he is looking so cool tonight. He is just looking suave. No, this guy's got his shades on. He's got a very summery top. Oh, I tell you what, Miami Vice, Billy. I mean, Stato might not remember Miami Vice, but I'm getting Miami Vice vibes from Francisco.
You could be Crockett and I'll be Tubbs.
All right, there you go. Anyway, we'll have a look through some anybody saying hi. I'm off for a shower before the show. That was at 8 minutes. People arriving on the show very early. Diane arrived 15 minutes early. Good evening to Diane. Cesare, modern tonight, so good evening to him. And as usual, comments respectful, no duplicates. Enjoy the show. And also, if you do enjoy the show, hit the like button as well. And if you're new to the channel, why not hit the subscribe button? Free to do so. And of course, you get your comment read out straight away if you have a super chat, everything. So the usual stuff tonight. Up there once says, evening everyone. Hope everyone is good. Cannot believe the comments made by Brazil's manager about Joe Linton. What on earth is he on? Yeah, we'll come to that. We'll talk about that tonight because I find it very, very annoying, to be honest.
See that.
Well, I'll tell you what he said, Alex. Basically, he said that Joe Linton wasn't picked in the Brazilian squad because he hasn't proved himself at club level yet, and he was in a relegation battle last year. So make of that what you will, because Richarlison's in the squad, and he wasn't he in a relegation battle?
And Bruno, of course.
And Bruno, yeah. But Bruno was already technically in the squad before he joined Newcastle. So
that's true.
But
I think he needs to.
I think it's a very
the same as Southgate's comments when he talks about form and picking on for certain factors, just completely contradicts himself.
Yeah, indeed. Tom says the question is, what is Ryan's big revelation? Sorry to hear you've had a rough day, Rich, but you've got a gin and Toon Review. That's all you need. And of course, Francisco is coming on as well. Cesare says, well, glad it's over. Enjoy the gin. Have one for me and the show. Can't believe it's the awards night tomorrow night. Sending all the good luck for the Toon Review family. Thank you very much indeed. I'm sure Alex is going to enjoy his 3-course meal and etc. We need to see a photo, Alex, of you dashed out in your cocktail wear.
Yeah, I just went to see if it actually still fits.
All right.
Fine.
And does it?
Have you been in
It
touch with
does,
Adam?
Just about. No, not yet. I spoke to him like a month ago about it, and we've not
Right.
spoken since. So I'll ping him a message.
Cool. Julie J, good evening to you. Spacebar, good evening. Up there, one says, "En hort de la Toon, Toon Noir et Blanc Armée." Well, Toon Black and White Army is definitely the last bit of that.
Can I just correct him? It's de la Toon. Otherwise, it'd be do Toon, du, because you can't have dirt and le together. That's
Just
French
like De La
grammar for you.
Soul, Billy, yeah? De La Soul, keep on playing it.
3 is the magic number.
Yes.
Oh, yes, it is.
Alvin, thank you very much for your $5 super chat, buddy. Good evening, Paul, Billy, Alex, and the Mod Squad. Looking forward to another great show. By the way, guys, I got my new car today. Oh, beautiful. It is stunning. Well worth almost a year's wait. Jules, good evening. James says, evening all you wonderful TDR people. Looking forward to a great show. A lot happening in the football world at the moment. Indeed, there is. Spike, good evening to you. What's that coming over the hill?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a monster?
It could be Francisco.
Well, it could be, yes. But I think it's a fantastic announcement for Newcastle. It just proves that we are really cooking on gas at the minute with regards to that. But anyway, let's bring some rabble in, shall we? We have Ryan himself. We have Roy the Chef Caviani. We have Annie. We got Jack. We got Francisco. Jimmy in the house.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at that. I mean, Jimmy's got a dead squirrel on his head, and you know he's keeping warm.
Well, yeah, it's part of the condition I have that whenever it gets cold, my neck muscles and shoulder muscles.
Yeah, I
just
listen.
tense up.
I know what you're
It's
talking
just
about,
like-
dude. Yeah, it's nasty. Now, Ryan, we need to get this over and done with straight away because people are really, going on in the chat, just unsure of what to say or anything like that. So, what is your big announcement, Ryan?
Put him on full screen, Paul.
Well,
Hang on, Ryan.
He's coming out.
He's not coming out. There you go, Ryan. The screen is all yours. Talk to the nation. Talk to the world, Ryan.
It's not a troll at all, guys, but like I've known about this for a month, but I got accepted in the Canadian Armed Forces and I'm starting boot camp this Saturday. So I'm going 3 hours away from my house into Saint Jean, Quebec. I'm going to be there for 10 weeks and after that do my program, and I got accepted in a cyber operator. So it's a big deal for my life, for me, and yeah.
Wow.
That's big time. That's
well
big
done,
time.
buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations.
That's fantastic
I can't
news,
lie.
mate. That is really good.
Proud of you, buddy. Very proud of you.
My heart's beating really bad, but like I'm excited, but I'm nervous at the same time because it's gonna be a good journey, hard journey, rewarding. Hopefully, maybe if I could travel around the world, like that'd be sick. Maybe I can make my way to England and get posted. So
look at Maverick next to me here.
Yeah.
I'm just
Oh, really,
copying
dude?
Francisco. We need to do
and
glasses
you-
on.
I noticed that.
And you
That's
picked
why
up
I said
warm.
like there's no way I'll have like half an hour like each day on my phone just to like talk to my family and stuff. So I'm not going to be around too much and not too often anymore, sadly. But
Well,
I
You
wanna-
picked a warm
one
time
big
to
thing
do
I
it.
gotta say too is I'm thankful for this channel, whatever pride I've done, because this channel I've never felt more connected to the club and people, fans like you guys. Like I consider you guys friends, and like I think it's thanks to this channel where it does give me that connection, because I feel like I'm speaking for a lot of overseas fans. Like it doesn't feel lonely, but like it's hard to like create any kind of connection when there's no one around you supporting the club. So I'm glad like things like YouTube, Twitter, you use it in the right way and you can do great things like I'm doing right now. So Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, buddy. And listen, we are so proud of you, man. It's a big life changer, and that is something you should be very, very proud of, man. Really proud of
Thank you,
to
guys.
do what you do, and you will always have a family here. You know that. So whenever you get a bit of free time, make sure you do check in with us and things like that. So let us know how you're getting on. But it's a massive, massive step for you, but a really positive one, man. And to go in the armed forces, it takes some bottle in this day and age, man. It really does, with what's going on in the world. So absolutely, very, very proud as well as a friend. And I'm saying that on behalf of everybody. Absolutely 100% proud of you, and we wish you well, man. We really do. But don't forget about us, and do check in from time to time and let us know how you're getting on.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Great stuff. Well, there you go. There is Ryan's announcement, and couldn't be absolutely prouder of him. It's a massive step, it'll be a massive achievement in life as well, and I'm sure you will get to travel a bit as well with that. So a lot of exciting things to come with it as well. So that is fantastic. And when do you start that, Ryan?
Well, next week, but I have to be at the basic training camp on Saturday between 2 and 4. So I'm literally going to miss all of the World Cup.
Well, that's probably a good thing, isn't it? I mean, with Canada being in the World Cup, you won't have to go through the pain like Caviani's going to go through with Qatar.
You can just do a pull up for every goal you think they'll concede, and then you'll be awesome at pull ups ready for basic training.
That's true. But I mean, you talk about stuff there missing the World Cup. I mean, Caviani's got Qatar and Iran to support, who are basically going out in the group stage. So, I mean, he's going to have to sit and suffer through that, as does Jimmy having to watch the USA. By the way, Tim Sherwood on the radio this morning said that USA could be dark horses. And I kind of laughed given how the United States team has been playing recently, Jimmy.
Well, it just goes to show he doesn't know shit, because we will. I do think we'll make it to the knockout, but one game and done. That's it. I mean, it's
so you think the USA will get out of the group with Iran and England and Wales?
Yeah.
That's a big statement there. I mean, Roy's shaking his head, Jimmy. I mean, I think he thinks Iran are going to finish second. I don't know why.
I can't believe it.
Wales aren't that bad either.
I think Wales will get second.
Well, thanks very much, Tom Jones, stroke Alan Jones, or whoever you were trying to be there, Billy. Howard Jones, Keith Jones, Graham Jones, a lot
Nathan
of
Jones.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Annie.
Nathan Jones.
He's Jones. Welsh. Yes, there's a lot of Joneses.
He's been gone too long.
Yeah. Nice one, Billy. Spacebar says, Paul, did you see the Blythe Spartans offered Man United a pie and a pint of Stella for Ronaldo? I did see that, yes, and I did have to have a chuckle at it. Solo says, Brazil manager picked Fred over Joe Linton. How bad is that idiot? Well, it might come back to bite me in the ass, but I don't think, actually, Fred has played too badly for Brazil. If I remember rightly, I think he's done all right. But again... Jordy Paul says, what car did you buy? I have a Crossback DS3, full electric, and it is just joyful. No gear changing, no the pain when I'm trying to change gear. It's just put me... Boy,
does it do with your left hand?
I beg your pardon?
I'm sorry, Alex. Well, normally I'll have two hands on the wheel, or I'll have my left arm on the armrest, just
I'd
chilling.
never get used to that. I'd never get used to that.
Oh, mate.
Two or 3 seconds, and then you take your left hand off the steering wheel, and you're like, "Oh no, I don't need to do that anymore."
Nah, but my it's so much better for me though, because I'm not having to change gear. The stiffness of the Parkinson's in me muscles is awful. So changing gear is difficult, and you can piss off laughing at that because it's awful.
It was
right.
Billy's face set me off.
Yes, I know it was Billy's face, but he's a twat and all.
What are you trying to say?
Good evening, Jim. Cheswick says, "What's your car's name, Paul?" I haven't got a name. I haven't even named my sat nav yet, but you know. Wes says, "Jimmy into house." How's the chickens, Jimmy? Says Mason. Jesus Christ. Francisco, is it quite bright in that? Is it quite sunny in Puerto Rico today?
I just wanted to shake it up a bit and bring some of that music that Billy loves, like this one.
I'm down with that. Push in the bush.
Yeah.
Push in the bush. I tell you, yeah, absolutely. There's nothing like a bit of Puerto Rican boogie woogie on a Tuesday night, I tell you.
Plus,
No.
Plus
Anyway,
National
we must. Everybody's saying congratulations to Ryan. Lots of comments coming in for Ryan. Shane says, I can't believe Ryan's putting his career ahead of the fan forum. Congratulations, mate. Indeed, lots of people saying congratulations. I'm sure Ryan can see all that as well. Angelica says, do you want to hear something cute? I noticed today that my granddaughter thinks every time I watch any football, she has to stick her Toon top on. Well, Angelica, that is right. Basically, she's got the deal straight away. By the way, Ryan, I don't know whether you've seen all the comments flying in for you, mate. There's absolutely hundreds of comments saying congratulations and you'll smash it and good luck and we love you and all of that. So
I've seen it all, yeah.
There's a lot coming in. Denise says Stato looks like Tom Cruise in those shades. Or didn't it say that? We'll never hear the end of it.
A lot taller than Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Pablo Cruz.
Couple of inches.
Oh dear. Geordie Howie Man says Toon Canadian Army. Jim says congrats, Ryan. I hope you end up at the cyber security station in Kingston. Yes.
Well, that's where I'm off to next after the 10 weeks. Kingston's not too far compared to Saint Jean, Quebec. Like, imagine
the only downside is the only downside is you've got to go to Quebec.
It's right in the separatist territory. Apparently, this town, like 50% of it, wanted to separate from Canada.
Are the French Foreign Legion there, everyone?
Pardon?
The French Foreign Legion in Quebec.
Wouldn't surprise me. The French are bloody everywhere.
Yeah. Well,
good evening, France.
That's what it is. Like, well, there's Pierre Miquelon that's near Newfoundland. It's like the tiniest of countries.
Well, listen, I'm sure you'll get through 10 weeks of Quebec. I mean, look, people have to live there. You know what I mean? So,
well, you know what? There's going to be people from Vancouver coming there too. Like, it's the only place in Canada people go for basic training.
Yeah. Well, Vancouver's nice. Vancouver's lovely. But Quebec, oof. Yeah. Paul Tully says not a chance even to get above Wales. Obviously talking about the USA and probably Iran as well, because we have to chuck Iran in there for the sake of the bearded Mr. Potato Head there. We have to. Who, by the way, Mr. Caviani, what's all of this about? Sort of jumping channels. You can't be seen to be doing that. And I noticed at the end, Sinclair says, "Oh, do you want to make this a regular thing on a Monday night?"
Yeah, no, he just asked me like half an hour before the show, and I said, "Yeah, I'll come on."
Yeah, but what about this every Monday? I mean, what's the news on that, Mr. Caviani? Because we are going to have to renegotiate contractual services here.
No, I'm actually always busy every Monday anyway, but I'm free probably once every month or 2 months. So I play paddle on Monday nights.
I tell you what he does every Monday.
Oh, God.
He's out at the grocery store at 2 a.m. Then he's sending me videos of his car.
Burger King, the drive-thru.
Burger King drive-thru. And he's pissed off because KFC isn't open. And he's like cooking at 3 a.m. I'm like, wow, okay, what a life. And then he kicks his wife out.
What did you kick your wife out for, Roy?
No, it was only on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
She doesn't eat meat.
Does she not?
She doesn't eat meat, and I think 90% of the food was meat. So.
Oh dear. Well, if that's going to piss a wife off, that certainly will. Everyone writing off Iran and Qatar. Qatar are a very dangerous team. Amoui's Ali to send them through. Yeah, we'll have to see.
They're not as dangerous as you think.
We saw Qatar in the World Athletics Championships manage to manufacture a few world champions, so don't be surprised they are a bit dark horses. They don't want to be embarrassed on their own pitch.
I think they've had a lot of good publicity. I don't think they're as good as they're being hyped up to be.
Yeah, they're not that good.
The host nation always does well and always gets a lot of refereeing decisions and typically gets out of the group, doesn't it? So we'll see.
I guess so. Neil says Billy sounds more like Gollum than Tom Jones. Wow.
Hello, my precious.
Billy sounded like Norman of Fireman Sam.
I couldn't help it, Sam. It was just a mistake with these matches.
Every week.
Wow. Okay.
I don't
anyway,
Sam.
Anyway, looking back at the weekend, Ryan, what did you make of the Chelsea game? Did anyone catch your eye, or did we all just play superbly well?
I thought Joe Willock was the best player. I think he caught my eye definitely. Like, you see him center mid at one point, and then he's alternating as like a left winger almost, putting balls and creating chances. Obviously the goal too. I've been impressed with this kid. He's going to be lights out eventually. And in terms of the game, I think I feel like Chelsea, we just pinned them against the wall, and like there's a lot of confidence for us too, because you go on Twitter, YouTube, podcasts, or whatever, and Chelsea fans weren't too confident about the game, so they had us in our favor. And like the real threat was just that one chance they had when Bruno gave the ball away and Gallagher shot, and then Pope saved. But overall, it was a pretty comfortable game. I didn't think we probably played second, third gear like most other games, but we still get results, which is what we're looking for if we want to compete at the top level.
Francisco, obviously, big win, fantastic scenes. What did you make of Chelsea's actions at the end of the game?
Frustration, and we're going to get a lot of this, and besides what is happening on the pitch, I think, and I saw this yesterday a lot, there's still a lot of pundits and experts hammering out the fact that we are where we are, and a big factor that we were there. And this is into all these players as well. And you know, every single news, single thing that they see, it's for us, and they're not used to it. They thought they were going, any player that was going to Chelsea, City, Manu, Arsenal, and such, think all the news are going to be about them. Think all the hype is going to be about them. And they're facing rough patches, and it's great for our players. And actions that they usually would be the ones to take, like what they're accusing of time wasting, and what Lascelles did, and those are things they've done in the past themselves. So they're coming into grips with the frustration of being where we were for many years. I mean, not way down in the table, but failing, and it's a result of that. So screw them.
Yeah. I mean, Alex,
I'm just wasting. I loved what Lascelles did. So,
I mean, we spoke about that. I mean, what did you think of Lascelles, Alex? Because it was shithousery at the highest level, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I suppose he's not been able to do much, so he tried to do what he could. It was funny. It's even funny now going back and looking at the match report and seeing him on the match report, the yellow card. He wasn't on the pitch at any point. It's bizarre, but they're all pulling their weight in some way or another. That's why they're all in the team photos. That's why the full depth of the squad is being involved. The only people that aren't really there at the moment are the people away with serious injuries that are recuperating. But apart from that, everybody that's there is doing something beneficial one way or another.
Exactly.
Which is good.
Yeah. Well, it's all good. I mean, Roy, your mate Chris Wood I give him a 9 in the player ratings because I thought he really did cause Chelsea all sorts of problems. Francisco, don't look into the camera like that, please. I mean, I give him a 9 because I've slated the guy. I've absolutely hammered him, and
I agree with you.
Okay, you're gurned. You're probably gurning at Jimmy, to be fair, but and no Jimmy, you can't have a lap dance.
It's National Stripper Day here in America.
I know it is, yeah, I know. But
you wonder why we don't want you to get out of the group.
Yeah.
Look,
National Stripper Day. I mean, Jesus.
Ever since we played you last time in a major tournament, and your newspapers printed USA win 1-1. I never want you to get out of a group ever again because of that. It was so ridiculous.
Anyway, Roy, your mate Chris Wood, what do you reckon?
I've never seen him run this much pressing. It was actually I've never seen him this good. So I know he hasn't scored and he's not that good on the ball, but he was pressing. He didn't feel like we missed Wilson a bit, especially when we were defending. Mm-hmm. I've got a confession to make as well. As soon as I saw the lineup, ASM wasn't there. I was over the moon because I thought he's going to disrupt the whole what's happening in the team, and I think he needs a way. He's my favorite player, though. He is my favorite player.
Look at the eyebrows and the steam coming from Alex right now.
Alex, he's my favorite player, but the way we're playing now, I thought we don't need him.
He'll have to get integrated. No, he can't force his way in beyond how we're playing. No, I agree. But you've got to remember, he was part of our team when we were 3-1 up against City, and he effectively created all 3 goals because he drew the foul for the third one. So, and then he scored against Wolves, and then he got injured. So everybody's forgotten that just before he got injured, he was winning us points single-handedly. He was dragging us through games, and then he's injured. And now everybody's kind of forgotten.
No,
it's a little bit unfair.
The thing is, you see all the work.
I got one for
on
you.
The left side.
I pressure for you, and now that
hit.
Go ahead,
Francisco. You got a bad line, man.
People forget as well.
Internet.
People forget that Maxi Gassis had got himself injured, chasing an overhit pass in the 94th minute against Wolves.
He was pressing back like.
Speaking of Wolves, Wolves F1, thank you very much for your €10. Really appreciate that. Hopefully J-Lo can save us. Good luck, Newcastle. Push maybe for even a Champions League spot. Thank you very much. Dare we dream, Jack.
Calling him J-Lo. That's hilarious.
I don't know. Who is the Wolves manager?
J-Lo.
Lopetegui, isn't it?
Ex-Spain manager.
Oh, yeah.
He used to manage Spain.
Oh, my God. I can't believe that's a nickname for him.
J-Lo. Yeah.
Where are they going to chant J-Lo songs now?
Jenny from the block will come and save them.
That's got to be a chant. That would be so good.
I'm still Jenny from the block. I'm actually disappointed with myself that I actually know the words to that. Let's move on. Jack.
Yep.
Again, good performance, strong performance, great atmosphere. Yeah. Slight trouble outside the ground, and it turned out that there was a bit of fighting going on in the streets of Newcastle between Chelsea and Newcastle fans. We don't need that kind of shit, do we?
No, I've seen it on TikTok. I've seen a video of glass being thrown, glass being broken, punching, fighting. It's not what the sport's made for. What you should do is go to football, cheer on your team. If you score, you score. If you win, you win. Go home. That's what you're meant to do. You're supposed to enjoy what's on the field, not fight people on the street and do illegal stuff, because that's not what it's for.
Yeah.
But what a win, though. About the Maximin situation, even when Maximin's out the side, don't get me wrong, he's brilliant when he's in the side, when he's on form. But I do like when Joel Linton's on the left wing and Joe Willock and Joel Linton move each other. So Joel Linton comes back in midfield and helps out with the midfield, and then Joe Willock pushes on left. I'm seeing it every week, and I'm enjoying it every week. So I'm happy that Joe Linton's on the left wing for now. But yeah, it's not what football's for. You shouldn't be fighting people, and it's out of order for me.
Exactly. Darren says, Paul, you look like you're wearing a Man United shirt. I get this every time I wear this shirt.
I think it's because of the black trim. It makes it look a bit football-y.
I think you ought to put your camera a bit down so people can see the badge.
Bayer Leverkusen. Bayer Leverkusen, right?
You won that for Derby?
No, it's the German team that I follow. Funny enough, they're doing absolutely pathetically this season, but it's definitely not Manchester United. Andrew says, I predict Wales will do absolutely zero in the group. I'll bet you a pint. Ooh, I tell you what, Andrew, the way they perform at competitions, mate, you are?
My dad disagrees with that.
Is he Welsh?
He's got a bit of Welsh blood in him. So, yeah, he supports Wales, but I support England. I've got a bit of Welsh blood in me, but I support England.
Bah. Yeah. No. Annie, good evening to you. You've had a pretty rough week, my friend. Last week it was with the football, the cricket. I mean, it's a rotten time to be a Bristol City fan right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it isn't great. Certainly would like to be where you are, to be honest. But it is what it is. We have to accept our stature in the footballing food chain.
I mean, is Steve Bruce any closer?
I don't think Mr. Pearson is any closer to the sack, so I wouldn't think that Bruce is. No, I wouldn't think that he's any closer to the job. I have seen him being linked with the Wigan job, though, which I found hilarious. But
yeah. I mean, look, I can't believe somebody will actually give him another job. Barbara, good evening.
Finally, I got here.
Yeah, well, listen, it takes time. Patience is a virtue, Barbara. I know you Irish don't have much patience, but
I know patience. I've loads of them.
So, what's your thoughts on the first part of the season? Then, are you confident we're going to get a European place by the end of it?
Me?
No, the Pope. Of course, you.
Yeah, right. Of course we are. We're gonna win the league.
You think we're going to win the league?
We buy 3 players in the transfer window now in January, and we win the league.
Well, listen, I dare we dream is the question. Jimmy, are we going to win the league? Are you dreaming of winning the Premier League?
Why not?
Well, that's a good point. Why not?
Why not?
Exactly, Jimmy.
I mean, looking at where we were at last year at this time, the strides that we've made, why not? I mean, I don't think anybody on this panel doesn't think that Arsenal isn't going to have a bad stretch of a couple games where they'll drop points. Man City's already shown that on their day, they're amazing, but they have some stinkers in them.
Yeah.
Our deal is we played great against a great competition. We just have to make sure we just get the points that we need off of lower competition. Take care of the teams that we're supposed to.
Yeah.
Especially away from home. And I don't understand why we couldn't.
Well, you just never know, do you? You really don't ever know. Stato, I believe you've got to go.
I do. I need my beauty rest tomorrow. So
yes, big day tomorrow. For the awards.
Go on, Alex.
Yeah.
I'll
speak to you tomorrow, Alex. But I'm sure the everybody watching and the subscribers will wish us all the best and hope that you bring us some luck down there, my man, and hopefully we'll
fingers crossed.
1, 2, or 3. Who knows? There's 3. There's first, second, and third. So listen, it's a massive achievement for us just to be there, to be honest. So, but enjoy yourself, man, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Thank you. Yeah, enjoy the forum,
Have a great
guys.
time, Alex. Have a great time, buddy.
Good luck.
Bring back the silverware, mate.
Take care, man. So we'll find out hopefully by about 9:30 tomorrow night, if we have won anything. And I will let everybody know, there is a chance that if we do win something, I'll quickly go live and probably bring Billy on, and we'll go live and we'll tell you the news. But we'll wait and see. Purely Belter says, anyone see Eddie's video on Tyneside Live talking to that fella John, the head of the protest on the takeover? He seems a bit dim, he does, that bloke. Anyone care to share their opinion on it? Well, listen, I spoke to Eddie after the game, and obviously I did an interview with him and everything for his channel. And I've got a lot of time for Eddie. And listen, the questions that he put to the guy were superb. And for me, it was a complete and utter waste of time. Now, I don't mind people who have these opinions on what goes on in Saudi and things like that. That's their opinion. That is fair enough. That's not what I'm getting at here. But the guy didn't have a relevant argument at all to the questions that Eddie was putting to him. He basically kept repeating himself. He didn't have a proper answer for Eddie as to what was going on. Eddie's questions, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it, because Eddie's questions are put to him brilliantly, and he just did not have a relevant answer. He kept backtracking and saying the same things. And listen, there was only about 4 or 5 of them there, and it just didn't make any sense. For me, they can do with it. If they're not happy, that's fine. But to do that, I think it created a bit of angst amongst people who were walking past. There was certainly some people not very happy with the demonstration. But it is their right to demonstrate. Don't get me wrong; they have every right to do that. But when you're questioned like that, you would expect that a decent answer or a legitimate answer would come from the guy that is sort of trying to push it all through, and do the demonstrations. But there wasn't. There just wasn't. And I thought he was answering very poorly. And well done to Eddie, because he put the questions to them that we all wanted to ask. But Eddie grabbed the hold of them and got a good interview. But for me, it was just a disaster for them. It really was. It certainly didn't make any impression on me, and I don't think it made an impression on many others at the ground, to be honest. But I don't know. Any of you guys want to make a comment on it?
Here's my point on this. And being a former videographer, photographer, while the message, like you said, for one, they do have the right to their protest.
Yeah.
But obviously, you can tell how unorganized this group is, because when you have a message like this that is always going to garner an opinion, you don't back that up with the optics that you're showing of 3 people out there. You make this sound like a huge deal, and then the picture says 1,000 words, and the picture that you're showing of this says, well, nobody else is taking this seriously, so why should I?
Yeah.
If there's so much outrage about this, you would have had more than those 3 people I saw in the picture.
Yeah.
And they need to establish an online presence and get a marketing group that can help back them in this. If not, this is it. You're done with any exposure you're going to get from this group.
It's a good point. Jack and Annie, I want to ask you what you think of it, being sort of from the sort of younger generation, right? Because I'm interested to find out what you think about it. And obviously, we know what goes on in Saudi. We know that, human rights has been a problem. But at the end of the day, they have laws, right? And, as Eddie put to the guy, who are we to tell Saudi Arabia what laws to have? It's their country. Yes, we don't agree with them. It's despicable, some of the stuff that's happened in that country. But there's some despicable stuff happened in this country as well. You look at the COVID, handling of the COVID, that twat in the jungle at the minute who, let's face it, stopped a lot of people seeing their dying relatives. and while they're partying away and bullshit like that. So just, Jack, we'll start with you. I mean, what do you think?
You just got to respect the laws they have. I mean, what can we do about it? I mean, we live in our country. They live in their country. We make our laws. They make their laws. I mean, what do you want us to do? If they want to stand by their rules, let them stand by it, and then let other people deal with it. But for us right now, I mean, it's just like saying like, oh, or your club. I mean, what do you want us to do? We got took over. What can we do about it? We can't just say no. We can't take over our club because you're from Saudi Arabia. I mean, that's like Chelsea going to the US owner going no because you're from USA. And there's no problem with it.
Yeah,
we can't do anything about it, so leave them be and let the other world sort it out. But I think for Matt, like the link to the jungle, I mean, for Matt Hancock to go on there is completely utterly ridiculous in my opinion. But rightly so, getting all the votes for the challenges is, I'm pissing myself.
Yeah. Just before we get your thoughts, Annie, Spike Milligan, thank you for £20 super chat. He says, after 14 years of nightmares, now we can dream. Indeed. Annie, what's your point on it? Because obviously you're an outsider, you're not a Newcastle fan, you're looking in. It's for me, I just want to get sort of the young person's view on it, because for us as older people, we kind of look at it and think, well, what Jack's just said there, it's fine for people to demonstrate, but if you're going to demonstrate, people are going to approach you and ask why you're demonstrating. Surely you're going to have in your head the right answers to say, and not go over the same thing over and over again, which we already knew about.
Look, some protests are absolutely valid, and I agree with most of them, and they're doing it for an absolutely good reason. This one, again, some people might think it's valid, some might not. It's an opinion, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start repeating yourself, as you said, and it's just being in denial, it's just not accepting the point, it's just not accepting the other opinion, it's not accepting and going, actually, I'll take that on board, I still keep my opinion, but you should take it on board. Look, many people are guilty of that. I am as well. Sometimes just get so focused on my one point, so passionate about it, completely ignore and block out anything else that's contrary to that.
Yeah,
it's kind of human nature. But when you're doing these protests at such high levels, and football clubs have such high stakes, it's you have to make sure you get both sides of the argument. Whatever, can't be both, could be more than that. You have to make sure you absolutely know what you're doing, and I don't feel like the protest had enough thought into it, didn't have enough organization into it, and quite frankly, it's I'm going to make a weird point here, but it's somewhat what we're learning in history at the moment in terms of some of the protests that happened over the years. They were for a good cause, but they weren't organized, they weren't supported enough, and frankly, it didn't materialize in kind of a similar situation here.
And look, I'm not having a dig at the guy for having a protest. That's his prerogative to do that, and that's his beliefs. And if he wants to do that, no problem at all. But when I watched the interview, I wanted to watch it because I wanted to know why him and the others felt so passionate that they had to demonstrate in that way. But I didn't get that from him. I didn't get that. All he was saying was things that we already knew about what was going on in our country. He didn't give me. I didn't come off that interview thinking, oh yeah, he made some good points there, and I didn't find that at all, which is disappointing because I don't mind people protesting about stuff to a degree. I mean, these oil people want shooting for what they're doing at the minute. It's ridiculous, throwing paint and climbing over the M25 and all that bollocks. That's not the proper way to do it, because they're just getting shamed. They're not achieving anything. Billy, get your thoughts on this one from Simon. He says, when away teams bring maximum allocation of 3,200 fans, they should make them wait 15 minutes after the game has ended. There was also issues with the Everton fans this season as well. It's a good point. Other clubs do that, keep the fans in a little bit longer. Why don't Newcastle? Because where the fans come out it's very close. There's not like an away end, so to speak. They come out with the home fans at the same time.
Like you say, it happens everywhere else. It's happened for years everywhere else. It's a way of stopping trouble after the game. Sometimes it's longer than 15 minutes. Sometimes it can be half an hour. But yeah, I don't know why Newcastle don't do that. It might be the fact that the leading straight to the city centre, I don't know. I don't think they want people to kind of loiter on the city centre after the half an hour after the game's finished. I'm not sure. It's a ridiculous thing, really. You stop the point of the job where it's at, which is both fans leaving together. You segregate them inside the ground. Why not do it outside the ground? And move the home fans on. They might go in bars or whatever. Yeah, I just think it's a bit of a lack of foresight by the Newcastle club itself, actually, and maybe the police also. I think it should be at least 15 minutes, maybe 25, whatever. But if we get
derbies, they do it for derbies, like the Liverpool match when Liverpool beat them 5-0. They made Liverpool fans wait half an hour, but that seems to only happen in derbies, not normal matches. And from what's been going on recently with fights breaking outside St James's, it's dangerous and it's going to cost a life in the end. So we need to take action right away.
Well, it's true. Just stop acting like absolute twats.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, look, I said at the weekend, I don't understand all this wanting to fight other football clubs' fans. It's ridiculous, and it's going back to the 70s and 80s where all the troubles was kicking off week in, week out. It's 2022, man. But a lot of these are, when you look at the video of again what Eddie did, because I was going to video it. Because it was right where I come out the ground, and I thought, sod it, I'm going to walk down and celebrate with the Newcastle fans, singing the songs and stuff like that past the Milburn stand, under it, and really enjoy the victory. But when you look at it, it's a lot of kids just jumping around, and there wasn't so much trouble at the ground, but the provocation was there, and that's what led to the fighting in the streets.
It seems to have skipped a generation, didn't it? Because we didn't know this. It was there in the 70s and 80s. It was every week. Every single week. There'd be gangs marching around looking for trouble. The 90s seemed to disappear, and the noughties to a certain extent. The past 5 or 6 years, it seems to come back again. It seems to have skipped a generation, and whether that's down to adults having children and telling them what they used to do at football, I don't know. Yeah. But
I mean, look, Ryan, in America and obviously I presume Canada, if we talk about the ice hockey, the fans mix together. You know what I mean? You'll see, New York Rangers fans, and then you'll see, Buffalo Sabres fans sitting all together. And it doesn't tend to break out into mass fighting. I mean, I must admit, in 2000 and whatever it was, when I was in New York, I went to see them play New Jersey Devils, which is a big derby match. It's a big clash because obviously they're just over the river. And I did see a New Jersey fan get punched in the face, but he was making an arse of himself and provoking people. But normally they all sit together, they celebrate, when the visiting team scores, the few that are there visiting fans will cheer. There's never any malice. Why can't football be like that?
I just feel like maybe from my probably the passion point of view, you look in hockey and you see that they have to put organ sounds in between face-offs. They put music everywhere just to generate some kind of atmosphere. So I think passion and just the love that hockey fans have for the sport rather than football fans. I know for you guys, it's all religion, but I feel here sometimes there's not much to love almost because I see I have friends that one guy's a Philadelphia Flyers fan, a Montreal Canadiens fan who, if you ask me, I feel they're the most violent, and maybe at Toronto Maple Leafs too, and they're Jurassic Park fan zone, it could get a bit wild. But I don't know, maybe because it's a the whole franchising thing, and you look at the teams in the South End, in LA, Arizona, hockey's not so big there, obviously, and maybe couples and families just want to go there just for a night out. So it's kind of that stuff. There's not too much passion involved, and I feel I think passion and can get
over the top.
And I forget the other part, but
football
that.
It's tribal, isn't it? It's a tribal thing.
That's what it is.
Rugby, cricket, all of the sports, everyone sits together.
That's the thing too. We all know what our fans are anywhere. If you say like if rival fans say like, oh, we're like an oil club or something, like a lot of fans will jump at it, like be reactionary and get mad, and like maybe if it's a real life encounter, like they fight or something like that. Like, you know, you don't see that about hockey. It's just these little like it's like these, it's just banter. It's almost like chirping, I guess is what they call it here. Like fans just chirp each other, and like that's what it should be all about, like banter and chirping.
Yeah, Jimmy. Just before you answer that, Francisco, your internet's got better, by the way. So I'm just wondering if you want to stay on, because I know you've just said you want to go, but it's looking all right now. But somebody's just asked me about where Danielle is, and I need to address this because I've had quite a few questions saying that, oh, she hasn't been on for a couple of shows. Where is she, etc. Danielle's taken a step back for a while. She's struggling a little bit with life in general, work-life balance, everything like that. She's struggling. She's had a few issues at home with stuff to repair in the house, and things have gone a bit wrong in the house. And with a busy time working for the NHS, and she's decided to take a step back for a while. She will be back, but and I've sent her away with the blessings of everybody from here, because there's no pressure to do any shows. She's got a life as well, and so Danielle's taking a step back, and we wish her all the best just while she sorts everything out. But she will be back. She loves everybody, loves what she does on here. It just, things are getting a little bit on top of her at the minute, that she has to take a step back, get it all sorted. But she will be back. All right.
Hey, Paul, can I just say one last thing about this topic? Is that Foxy made really good points. He says like US and like Canada, it's true. It's all about following players rather than teams. And then it's not just England that's an issue. Like look at Indonesia, where like all the people that died in like that stadium there, and then obviously South America is not a really safe place to like go supporting. Like it gets pretty violent in like the Central America, South America. Like I've seen games where like it's all crazy with fans. So it's not just England, it's worldwide too. And
it is.
That's just the way the game is.
I mean, Eastern Europe had a problem with it for years.
I'm gonna push back a bit on what Annie is saying. The reason you don't see that in America is because America does not fuck around when it comes to security at matches.
That's the other thing too.
They will overstop. They will over.
Well, and they've got big fuck off guns on the belt, might have something to do with it as well.
Because these clubs are not gonna risk losing one penny of money or have any bad publicity. They do not fuck around.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And that's the problem. You don't see college kids on security at stadiums. No, you have professional security, and they will jack you up at the first sign of any over the top behavior. And that's why families,
you're right.
Families feel happy. They feel safe going to games.
Well, and that is the difference. Voluntary, like they're volunteers.
Yeah,
right?
they are, and I think you look at the stewards, and it's not their fault. They get told where to position and help people to the seats, etc., and stuff like that. But a lot of them are very young, and a lot of them would be very intimidated by behaviour like that. When you've got rowdy football fans from each side, it's a scary place to be. It's uncomfortable. Daniil, good evening to you. Can't see much of your face, but I presume it's you.
It is me. Yeah.
How are you doing?
All good. Thank you very much. Nice to be back on, and hello everybody else too.
Nice to have you back on, matey. What did you think of Saturday's game?
Saturdays, we're not scared of anybody. We made Chelsea look like mere mortals. Dare I say it?
We did.
Chelsea don't have the big. Well, the cartel clubs don't have that aura now that they used to have.
Absolutely.
We made Chelsea look very ordinary. We pressed them high. We basically, played our game, and apart from the second half, first half, our approach play was great, but the final ball was lacking in the first half. Second half, Chelsea sort of stepped up a bit. But then that little bit of quality from Miggy and Willick's finish, that was just like cherry on top.
Topped it off.
A great winner. And Chelsea did not like that. I mean, I'm just obviously we've come to a break in the season.
Mm-hmm.
I think when likes of Man City, Liverpool, and all that, they probably thought, "Oh, rubber hand, it's only Newcastle." Now we've given them something to think about when they come and play. That now they're thinking, "Oh, what's happened here?" Before they were like bullies, but now they're thinking, "Oh, feisty." As was proven at the end of the game on Saturday, Chelsea tried to start something, but our players didn't have it. They said, "All right, you take one of us on, you take us all on." And I don't think I would pick a fight with that big Dan Burn. Put it that way. I mean, I'm 6'2" myself, but
there's a few you wouldn't.
Dan Burn had the last laugh. Let's just say that
He did. But Botman's a unit. Fabian Scher's a unit. They're all big lads. Alan McAteer says, "You're right, Paul. Eddie put them on the spot, and no relevant answers were forthcoming." Does NUFC fans think Callum Wilson should be named in the England squad over even Tony?
Yes.
My mind, Newcastle is bare minimum 6 more important players than Wilson. Maybe they fancy him. Wilson is better than Ivan Toney. No doubt in my mind. Good God. I've seen Archer in the room, but we can't get him on yet because we've got 10 in the stream. Just ridiculous hairpiece he's wearing. He looks like a chicken. Angelica says, "I said war flags won't put anything out because they aren't a political group. I wonder if they bothered to protest about human rights before the takeover." Well, again, that I think Eddie did put that to him about why has it suddenly come to light? Why weren't they protesting around Newcastle before the takeover? If they felt that strongly about what was going on in Saudi, why are these people just sort of coming out the woodwork now? I mean, Barbara, what's your thoughts on it?
Well, maybe transgender is a big issue for me. Like, even though I just think I'm just going with the football. I don't even think about that end of it at all. But the World Cup should never have been held there. They're going to protest it. It should have been the World Cup. It should have been knocked in the head. It should have been done somewhere else.
Well, it's funny you say that because even Sepp Blatter's come out in the last couple of days and said that it shouldn't have been given to Qatar, which is funny now after he's pocketed probably millions from it. Just shows you the gall of the man, to be honest. I mean, Roy, what about you? I mean, it's obviously you live in Qatar, you're based there, but surely if they had a problem with Qatar, Saudi Arabia, all this kind of stuff, why aren't they out protesting on a daily basis before takeovers and World Cups were given? Why wasn't this highlighted before then?
I don't know. It depends on what was the point of doing it. Because if you ask those guys outside the protest anything about Saudi now and Saudi 4 years ago, it's not even the same country anymore. Women can drive now. They couldn't drive 3 years ago.
Wow.
They don't have to cover anymore. So the new MBS now is changing the country, and he is trying to change it. But these guys have no idea. Like people on the death, if you get a death sentence, it's not like they pick somebody from the street and say death sentence. You go through court. It's basically 3 crimes. If you're convicted killer, you get death sentence. Rapist, and if you're smuggling drugs, I don't know what the amount is. So if it's like a kilo or half a kilo, it's a few years in prison. But if it's like 10 kilos or a truck full of drugs, it's a death sentence. So the law's there, and it's not like
you know what it is though, Roy. Many people may argue that those sort of crimes, you look at rapists and pedophiles, you look at murderers. How many times have we seen that, in this country, when things like that happen, people shouting out, "Oh, they should bring the death penalty back," because of these sort of things. So, it's very hypocritical. Sometimes it's bizarre sometimes the way people act. Because you live in Qatar and you're having the time of your life out there, judging by your photos and stuff like that, and you can have a good life.
Mate, I can go to the shop in the supermarket. I can leave my engine on in the car.
Men can. Women can't.
No, women
can't
can
do that here.
That's the thing.
Women can in Qatar. That's the difference, though.
Yeah.
That's why
Well,
people need more education on it.
I saw an article. Somebody wrote an article said women, a man and his wife or girlfriend can't hold hands. That's complete bullshit. There's beaches here. You should come and have a look. I mean, it's just normal. Just don't
Well, I
break
would,
the
Roy.
law.
I would if I ever got an invite off you. You know what I mean? I would come and have a look.
But mate, there's pubs, there's everything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you get the locals who don't go out to these places, and then all you have to do
Tell
is
me this,
respect
Roy, when you're
the
ready.
culture.
If I went over there on a holiday, would I be allowed into the country in transgender?
Yeah, well, just don't announce it. You just have to go and say, I'm transgender and announce it.
I know, yeah, but
You have to
like
go.
if somebody heard me talking in the street, I'm not likely to be attacked or probably.
No one's gonna say
that.
no one's gonna say anything. Even that protester who was there a couple of weeks ago, they had a chat with him and they said, you're not allowed to have protest because over here, if you want to protest, you have to get a license to do it, even if it's a friendly one or whatever. So they don't want trouble, and there's loads of gays here. I've been to parties with crazy stuff.
Well, you've been to a few parties dressed as George Michael, haven't you?
Well, yeah.
Let's go outside in the sunshine.
But the thing is, it's a religion and tradition as well.
Yeah,
for them.
Yeah.
So it's tribes. It's the country is built on tribes and stuff like this. It became rich, but they haven't lost their identity at the same time. So
I think, look, there's no doubt there's problems in Qatar, there's problems in Saudi, there's also problems in this country as well. Every country has their problems, but a lot of what I'm seeing is, from the outside, I'm seeing countries who are aware of situations and are maybe trying to put things right, or trying at least to make things happen to put things right. And yeah, it's a long process, and it will be a long time before anybody can say, oh, things are fine in Saudi or things are fine in Qatar, etc., etc. But they are working towards that, and you have to give them credit for that. The things that happened in Saudi, do I think I think it's deplorable, some of the stuff that's happened, but at the same time, they have their laws. And if you're going to protest about it in a way that you can watch it or you can listen to an interview and come away from that interview saying, yeah, I can understand it. He's got some good points. Nothing came from that interview that made me think that. And, it's a shame because obviously they feel strongly about it, but it's just a shame that he couldn't come across in that interview as positively as I think he would want to and get his points across.
It's their laws.
You've got to have
as
a foundation for your argument.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you an example. Imagine if a Dutch guy comes to Newcastle and he says, why can't you guys have a spliff in the street and walk around with it? Just like we do in Amsterdam. You should do the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's their law. You can't do it here.
Brendan's got a good point here. Keep politics out of football is my view. Yeah. Politicians deal with the problems. Football is a sport that is supposed to bring people together, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's supposed to bring people together, and that's what it should be about. And let's just hope some positives come from the World Cup from that. Qatar might learn a few things, might change a few things. You just don't know because football as a sport is supposed to bring people together, and that's how it should be left. Politicians, etc., do the stuff that they need to do, but football is a global sport and should be celebrated by everybody, in my opinion.
Agreed.
It has improved a lot as well.
Can I chip in for a moment, Paul?
Since Cara got it.
Yeah, go on, Francisco.
Yeah.
Okay, I think many of us here in the forum and in the chat have the luxury of being in countries that have many freedoms, and for many, we've taken them for granted. We make the mistake of imposing our beliefs because there are beliefs and we are the only ones that are right. It's the wrong mentality that many people use in this. You asked the question before, why weren't they protesting about this before? Because it's a protest of opportunity. These are not people that are, and I'm not questioning them specifically. I'm questioning people like them that I've met on the streets here and in many other places. They are protests of opportunity in the sense that, oh, we got a spotlight here. Let me Let me push my view on this. Look, I would recommend anybody that wants to get a handle on things in other countries, on their view on how not to prejudge. I don't know if many of you are familiar with the comedian Gabriel Iglesias. He has a great skit of going to the Middle East, and in his own very funny way, he tells you, look, I expected this. I had preconceptions because of the media of my own country, because of the people, because of what the TV and everything else tells me. And I come here and I find everything else is completely different. Yes, there are some things. There are different laws. It is a different culture. We are in a world that is based on differences. So let's understand that. And the point that Brendan made, keep the fucking politics outside of sports. This is a place where I go to get away from the shit that happens around my life all the time.
Absolutely.
I don't need this in that. And on that same vein, I would say what you guys were talking about, those guys having a fucking attitude out, causing trouble, making fights. Yes, I am, like Jimmy said, and it happens here as well. I would hope that they would institute over there the same type of attitude that our police has over here in that regard. You're gonna fuck around in this club, in this grounds, get ready to pay the consequences, pal. You're going in for a while. Because for 14 years, we weren't having this type of trouble. These people that are causing the trouble, those are not the fans that have been waiting for progress for 14 years. Those are assholes that are taking advantage of what's going on to cause trouble. So
the thing,
I'm sorry.
The thing is, though, while you have politicians around, they are opportunists in their where they are. They will jump on anything they can to get themselves heard about any specific subject, and sports are popular subjects for them to jump on. And so a lot of it's down to politicians in the first place who mixes the sport and politics up. They're looking for opportunistic ways of getting away out the views out to the public. That's what politicians do. That's the whole remit, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you're getting a double message when you have politicians doing this, but then you have an organization like FIFA and their president coming out saying, oh, no, we don't want to mix politics in football, but yet we are asking countries to have a ceasefire during the World Cup. Are you into politics or are you not? You're telling people to not have judgments on Qatar, but you're sending a message to Ukraine, Russia mostly, and other nations that are having conflict. Well, could you pipe down for a month while we do this?
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah. Look, everyone's got an opinion, and listen.
Can I?
Go on.
Just quickly, because football is huge. It is absolutely massive all around the world, and the World Cup, no matter where the hell it is, it will be watched. The whole world. And people use that as almost an I won't say excuse, I don't think is the right word, as a platform to get whatever message they want out there, and people will read it, watch it, do whatever they want, and get access to it. And some messages are just ridiculous, and some of them are just incorrect, and people will still buy into them. And then that, after the World Cup or whatever major tournament it is, will spread into clubs, into their countries, whatever respective countries, will start growing again.
Yeah.
And opinions will start coming in. It's a chain of events that happen every 4 years, basically, and it's one of those where it's almost unavoidable, because some people are just dicks and they will do whatever the hell they want because they will use their platform, and they will try and get their message out there, whatever message it is, and by whatever means necessary. whether that's illegal activity, i.e. running on the pitch or whatever it is, and they'll just get it out there. And it's not right. It shouldn't be allowed.
The problem with this World Cup is not so much, well, it is political, but the World Cup is supposed to be the festival of football, and this World Cup is stopping football in its tracks. Every league around the world, and Europe especially, is having to come to a stop because this World Cup has to be in November because of the climate. See, I don't think the World Cup should be in the Middle East. It's unfair. It's harsh to say that. The World Cup should always be in June, July. Simple as that.
Yeah, Billy.
Zishan, thank you for your $8.99 super chat. He says, changes happening in Saudi. At the moment, there is conflict between Islamic leaders and Saudi government about why so much change, but the media won't report that. Yeah, it's a lot of it comes from the media, and that's the difference. Like Roy said, he's living there and living a perfectly normal life, and what people can and can't do. Anyway, let's turn our attentions to the World Cup.
It depends on what you have access to. That's where you're going to get.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Barbara, who are you supporting in the World Cup, given that your nation isn't there? Brazil.
I have my short ordered and everything.
Right. Why not England?
I won't go into that.
No, I genuinely want to know because,
I'm not a leader, that's why. I want to follow a team that's going to win.
So you don't think England have got a chance of winning the World Cup?
No chance. I want even get to the semi-finals.
Oof. Okay. So who are you going? You going for Brazil? Do you think Brazil will win it?
No, I think they're going to go further than England will. Anyway, they have a much better side. More talented footballers.
I'm interested. Francisco, who are you supporting in the World Cup?
You're muted.
Mute.
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Hey.
Germany. Hey, there we go. I'm supporting
Sorry,
Germany.
whoa. Did you just say Germany?
Since before I was a Toon fan. Yeah.
Germany.
Well, that's the benefit of being in a country that doesn't have a team. So I get to choose whatever the hell I want.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Come on, you have a German team shirt on. Don't give me that.
I do have a German.
You do have a point.
Is anybody a little bit scared of Francisco tonight? I mean, I love this guy. I love this guy.
He's gone from 2.
Do you remember the WWF, Paul?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
You remember the?
Oh God, yes. My God, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, you're going for Germany. Annie, are you going for England?
Of course.
Yes. Yeah, Ryan. I know you're going to be a bit busy during the World Cup, obviously, and Canada. I mean, you forget Canada; they're not going to get out the group. But I mean, who would you say is going to win the World Cup?
I think I'm going to go with Argentina, just because I feel like since they got their new manager, for his name, they won the Copa America, and I know it's against South American teams, but they looked unstoppable. And I think I want to put my Player FC glasses on. I'd love to see Messi and or Ronaldo win the World Cup, and I mean, if either of those two are in a final, that would break the world.
Yeah, I mean,
look,
they face against each other.
Scaloni, is it? Right?
Yeah, Scaloni. I think
Portugal against Argentina is a final that I cannot see. I can't see Portugal doing well in the competition. I think there's too much. Certainly, looking at that handshake between Bruno and Ronaldo, that wasn't a friendly handshake at all, because Bruno definitely said something to Ronaldo, because when that handshake took place and then as they were coming away from each other, Bruno said something and Ronaldo's head just went up as if to say, oh shit. In fact, we've got Bruno with us now. Bruno, what did you say to Ronaldo?
I called him your wanker.
All right.
He disgraced my club. Disgraced my club, Manchester United. I give him a
Hand
good
movements.
slap.
Don't stop moaning. Like,
I wanted a yellow card for him. Didn't happen.
No, he should have. Yes, he should have. Thank you very much, Bruno, for joining us tonight.
you gotta say your
Julie,
second name.
yeah. Julie J says, my brother worked out there, couldn't speak high enough about the Saudi people. Mark says, thank you, Roy. Being gay, it's made me want to visit now. I keep myself to myself. So, Roy, thank you. You've inspired somebody there. So,
that's good.
Dubai is on my checklist. Thank you. There's some interesting comments coming in, and it's good to hear. Now, what is the atmosphere like over there at the minute, Roy? Obviously, the World Cup's kicking off on Sunday. England, of course, play on Monday at 1:00, which there will be a live watch along on the channel for that. So, what's the atmosphere like now?
There's loads of fan zones, and it's full of it's still full of locals. We haven't seen any of the fans come in yet.
Right
here and there, yeah. But there's loads of yeah.
They're probably all in jail.
Barbara.
Yeah, so we haven't seen many. The England team arrived today.
I saw that. Yeah,
yesterday. So I think we'll start seeing them in 3 or 4 days. There's a Michael Jackson show tomorrow.
I'm sure he's dead.
What? I knew he wasn't dead. I knew. That clip. That clip of him coming out the back of the ambulance. Did anybody see that clip? When they showed that clip of the ambulance, that was him. I am 100% sure that he got out the back, and he's in Qatar right now, and he's hiding somewhere.
Oh, he's behind me right now.
Something's going
in the US.
Something's going on.
This is the perfect time to make the joke.
Activities.
Annie, are you okay?
And there's loads of fan zones, and there's alcohol as well, but I've heard it's expensive. It's like £8 a pint or something. So
that's what it is over here.
So
how much, Barbara?
I know it's about depends what drink I get. A Bulmers over here, the Magners, your Magners, it's about €7 over here for a bottle.
Yeah.
It's cheaper. They're putting the prices up in some of the pubs here, so everyone's taking advantage of the World Cup, unfortunately.
Yeah. By the way, Ratchet, thank you for renewing your membership with the channel. Really appreciate that, buddy. Thank you so much. Ratchet says, Francisco Javier Ruiz, everybody, great voice and a better brain. Yeah, absolutely. You never thought about going into politics, Francisco. The way you spoke there, it put hairs stood up on my arms to think, my God, I would go into battle for this man.
No.
All right, fair enough.
I if you went into politics, boy, you got to come on in, wouldn't it?
As an armchair politician, I'm good enough.
Yeah, well, fair enough. No, he said if you became a politician, you couldn't come on here. You'd be too busy. King Hoddle says politics is mired in hypocrisy itself.
My God, I didn't know what that was for a second.
It's like musical chairs, isn't it? As soon as he starts, we've got to dance till he stops.
That's the 70s
for Jimmy.
It's the 70s. Is it a German song, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's called "Leave Your Towel on the Seat Before the English Get There."
Yeah, absolutely. Shamrock Ball says Paul singing George Michael with a laughing emoji. Hey, I'll tell you what. Say what you will about George Michael. Marvelous singer, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I love his music. I honestly, just brilliant. Father Figure is just an incredible song, right? Just brilliant. Jimmy, obviously, before your accident, were you a bit of a disco going man under the glitter ball in those Georgian clubs?
Oh no, I would have been a little young and during those days, but I will say this: I'm a huge fan of, to this day, still of the Bee Gees. And Donna
God.
You all shit.
That was a tragedy, Paul.
I'm a woman's man. No time to talk. We can't go.
Oh, and Donna Summer. Oh yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh,
Donna Summer. Bloody Nora. Hey, I tell you what. Listen, you can't beat a bit of the Bee Gees. Jack's just putting his headset back on now. I think we just blew his eardrums a bit there, but you know.
I missed the chance, didn't I? I missed the chance.
I suffer from ear infections, am I safe?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, what is this world? I honestly, it just breaks into. See, this is what it's like. Some serious conversation has gone on in this fan forum tonight. By the way, it's probably been the most serious conversation we've had in a long time on here. And look, people have different views and they're expressing them, but that's what this is all about. You know, nobody's bitching, nobody's fighting. Everyone's just got their opinion, and that's how it should be. And that's why I appreciate everybody here, because we can have that sort of debate without it breaking into a Barney and thinking that you've got the wrong opinion or you've got the wrong. Everybody respects each other's opinion, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. So thank you, everybody. What?
I just don't let it bother me anymore. You know,
they won't bother you, Barbara. Don't worry. We'll just
don't let anybody bother me anymore. Nothing gets up under my skin anymore. I'm just thick skinned. I don't care.
Well, that's how you have to be in this world now, haven't you? You know, in any walk of life, you've got to be thick-skinned now, and it's just the way the world is.
No time for fucking snowflakes.
And if somebody wants to bug you, the best thing you can do is just ignore them, and that ignores it. Then more than if you react.
I'd just tell them to fuck off.
To be honest, I mean that's fair enough. I think Barbara would do this. I think we'd all do the same, actually. You know, if someone pisses off, just get on, fuck off, and just get on with it. You know what I mean?
Jimmy, you've seen me on Twitter. I don't back down.
Oh well, actually, Ryan, I meant to ask you about the little confrontation you had last week with Sniffer on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing with Ryan is, he's like, he's like Napoleon Dynamite when you get him in person, but he gets on Twitter, he turns into fucking Rambo, and you're like, shit. I'm like, okay, where did this come from?
There's a reason you got accepted into his appearance.
I'm like, shit, where did this come from? Go ahead.
Well, yeah, because I'm around civil people and not like brain dead people on Twitter.
Yeah.
See, this is what Chelsea found out. This is what happens when the bully decides to fight back.
Yeah.
And they were used to bullying us for years, and now we punched them in the fucking face, and they don't know what to do.
Really?
Yeah.
All the big six clubs.
Wait, what do you want to ask me about Sniffer?
Well, I mean, look, I don't know what he said because I wasn't. Apparently, Billy said he said something nasty about me, which I don't quite frankly give a fuck anymore.
He said big fathead. I thought he was referring to Roy because it is there. Roy tagged us in that post. It was about Chris Wood. I'm taking gifts of Chris Wood. And he just comes out of nowhere and he says random crap, and then me and Roy are just going at him.
He said, all we do in the show is like players
and Billy.
Oh, I sent him like the Mbappe cry emoji.
Yeah.
Oh no! He said we've been slagging off Willock all season. He said we've been slagging off Willock all season. He said we've been obviously slagging off Willock, which we have because he's been shit. Simple as that.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been slagging Willock off. I've been praising him.
Yeah, I told him that. I said,
no, he said from the start of pre-season, Willock's been a different man.
He said Chris Wood or something. I said, well, Chris Wood was our only striker last season. What else do you want to do? Not play a striker, especially in a relegation? You have to play a striker.
Yeah.
Well, it's what you said. Well, it's what you said after that.
I mean, the guy in the first conversation, his name calling right away. So I'm like, okay, I'm going right after this guy. Like, I'm not being debatable or kind to this guy. I'm going straight into him, burying him.
Oh yeah.
Well, there you go. There you go.
So, Sniffy, if you're watching.
Yeah, Francisco. Francisco just did a lovely little fishing reel one. Do you want to do that again, Francisco? Just a message for Sniffer. Do we all want to do it?
Yeah.
Hold up. Let me get my cocaine mirror out here and do a line.
You can always send
we'd
a
rather not
bouquet
get
as
Paul
well. You know that? There's a little bouquet.
I promote peace and harmony on my Twitter thread.
Absolutely, Jimmy. Absolutely.
Yeah, I believe that.
Jimmy's also a lying bastard as well, by the way.
I just wake up in the morning.
Is it under a
going,
verified
"Can I
account?"
fuck with today.
Yeah, have you paid to be verified, Jimmy?
Hey, no. I can't afford to get kicked off now by impersonating someone. I just rather be known as the smiling dickhead. So.
Oh, superb. Julie J says a lot of people think Elvis is alive as well. I saw something. I can't remember. It was on some social media last week of this pastor blow. He's a pastor in the deep south of I tell you what, he doesn't have. If you think what Elvis would look like as an old man, he doesn't half look like him, and he sings like him as well.
Do you realize
Elvis did like gospel music? He was very influenced by gospel music, so maybe something. Yeah, I mean, me being a fan,
Daniel's the Elvis man. He is. Yeah, Daniel's the Elvis man.
Yeah. So it's it's a possibility. I mean, if you consider the time that he was literally followed everywhere, and he had reporters and all sorts following him around pre social media days. So it's possible. But if I'll be honest with you, no, he died in August 16, 1977.
Well, you've just broke a million hearts there, Daniel. But can I just say,
when that happened?
Jimmy,
because I love you so
the
much,
U.S.
baby.
Wow, right, go on.
Wow, go ahead.
God,
see, he's not dead.
It's Elvis. It's the Qatari Elvis. That's what's happened to him.
Yeah,
the king.
Yeah,
the picture.
That's because I'm the Qatari twat.
Oh my
God. Bruno.
It's just better when it's your boy, isn't it?
Oh, dear
the
me.
picture when he died was of him on his toilet seat.
Yeah.
Passed out from drugs. The most disrespectful photo of someone dying you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That would never get away with that today. On the shitter, butt
100%.
naked. It's disgraceful.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
without a doubt. Anyway,
wise men,
all
for right. We'll leave it there.
Jack's took his Jack's clearly not an Elvis fan, and I have no idea where this fan forum's gone. That's the first.
It was our singing, I think.
Listen, I'll tell you something, and long-term viewers of the channel will know that what I'm talking about here. But I saw Elvis in Blythe Butchers. Right now, long-term viewers of the channel will know exactly what I'm talking about there, because that is where
playing the music.
No, well, yes, he is. He's obviously sitting in front of a.
Please keep it on Blue Suede Shoes by Elvis Presley.
No, I'll get copyrighted, Jack.
Oh, sorry.
You should know that being a YouTuber, you twat, trying to get me bloody struck off.
2 for the show. 3 to get ready now. Go, get go, and don't you step on my blue suede shoes.
I'll actually, you know what? I'll actually play you what I think we all felt for many years.
Hello, darkness, my friend.
Oh no!
At first I was afraid. I was terrified. Thinking I could never live without you by my side.
Anyway.
Atlanta, Georgia's finest, right there.
Right.
Gloria
was very Gainer. Here we go. Right. Wow. Julie says, sorry, guys, I'm not an Elvis fan. Actually, I don't apologise. Not everybody is an Elvis fan.
Not everybody is.
I'm not, to be honest. I'm a Beatles man. Always have been.
Yeah, well,
not a problem.
Queen fan.
Yeah. Anyway, right. So we've come to the end of the fan forum because simply I don't know where to go from here. It is. Listen,
England predictions.
It's nice to finish off with a nice laugh after a very topical debate tonight, which has been really good. Annie, I believe you've got to go very quickly. So, do you want to give us a England prediction for the game against Iran?
I think we should have enough for them, to be honest. Yes, we've been playing really badly, but Iran, let's be honest. No disrespect, Roy, you're not very good. We should beat Iran. I'll go 2-0 England.
All right,
Kane
mate.
and
Abel.
I know Mount.
Wilson.
Kane
and Abel.
Mount.
Wilson.
Callum Wilson.
89th minute just to seal the game. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Kane and Wilson. Why not go on then?
Yes.
Right. Two of them together, will they?
No, but he might come on for Kane later on in the game if Harry Kane decides he wants to come off.
Kane might have a spot to judge home disease and have to come off.
I think he'll start.
You think Wilson will start?
It's Iran. He's gonna play Kane all tournament. So I think Iran's the one game Callum Wilson gets to start.
Yeah.
Right. I'm bringing Archer on just to give a score prediction because he's been waiting for ages. But obviously we can only have a certain amount of people on. But I have no idea what this man is wearing. Good evening, Archer.
Good evening.
Oh my god.
I mean, is that a tribute to Jimmy's Chickens in America, or is it just?
It's an England wig, Paul.
You what, mate?
It's an England wig.
Well, if that's what you want to call it, mate, we'll go with that.
Looks like more like a Apache wig.
Anyway, Archer, just quickly, England score against Iran.
Let's go 5-0 England.
And who's going to score?
Everybody for the sound things.
Even the ref's going to score.
Harry Kane will score 2.
Yeah.
Saka.
Yeah.
Trippier. And Madison.
Interesting. Right, well, thank you for your brief entrance to the world of fan forum tonight, matey. It would be nice if you get yourself on time for once and actually, be on the show. But, it's up to you, mate. But try and get on next week, buddy.
Well done.
All right, take care, bud.
Yeah.
Colonel Sanders.
Now, we've also got somebody else who's been waiting a while, somebody who hasn't been on here for a long time. Level 7, Dave!
No!
Go on, level 7.
All right, Dave.
Level 7, Dave, in the house.
Level 7.
Have you got a tongue?
He's on mute, I think.
You're on mute, Dave.
Mute.
Couldn't fucking see it.
Oh, no.
Dave!
Fucking nubbly
Dave, no! We've waited so long!
Jesus, he's
Is he in a brothel?
Jimmy, this is where you missed from the.
Is that a headboard?
It looks like the
looks like
bed, something on a bed.
That's crushed velvet, isn't it?
Looks like something on a bed. You get on the bed.
Looks like the blind sperm bank.
Wow.
What are we going to see here now? I'm afraid.
What's he doing?
Where's he gone? More to the point.
He's come back with nubbly
He's got a headset. Do you know what? He's doing all this. He's doing all this for 10 seconds. Come on, Dave.
He's waiting on his generous style chicken.
Them headphones take ages to connect. I'm telling you.
Where's he gone?
Late now.
He's
pissed off. That's the view he had. That's the view out of the Sheffield United game.
No, man.
I don't know what. I don't know where he's gone. Anyway, Daniil, prediction for the England game, my friend.
I'm going to go England 3-0. Kane, Foden, and a Trippier free kick.
Interesting. Right. Well, thank you for coming on, Daniil, and we'll speak to you
Thanks,
very soon,
thanks,
buddy.
guys. Yeah.
Take
cheers,
care,
guys. Cheers.
Good night.
Bye.
Right, Barbara, come on then.
England have enough to win that one. I think it's going to be 4-1.
Yes. And who's going to score for England, Barbara?
I say Kane will get 2.
Yeah.
And Trippier could get a free kick. If they get a free kick, he could get one. Probably Madison if he's playing.
Yeah. Excellent. Right, Barbara, thank you for coming on and thank you for being part of that debate tonight and staying so diplomatic.
Really
thank you very much.
Oh, it was really enjoyable tonight.
Yeah, just proves what a lovely person you are, Barbara, to be fair. And you know, having that debate when you feel so strongly about something, and it's nice to know that we can all just have that debate without falling out or arguing or anything. So well done.
We'll hopefully see you in Qatar as well.
Newcastle
One
United
day.
is in my blood since 1966. I followed Newcastle, so.
Well, there you go. Right, well, get yourself back on next week, Barbara. Take care. Good night.
Bye.
And hats off to Barbara, you know, because, you know, transgender and stuff like that feels very strongly, as she should. It's a very good topic to talk about. And look, we had a very, very good, honest discussion tonight about it all and getting people's opinions. And it was excellent. And it just proves that if you're adult about something, you can have a discussion without it turning into chaos. So well done to Barbara. And, you know, I've met Barbara and lovely person, absolutely lovely person, and got a lot of time for her, really have. So thank you, Barbara, for that. Right, Jack, come on then. Hang on, Jack. Hang on. He's back. He's back. Can we hear him?
Hello.
Yes! Level 7 is in the house, people. He's here.
Dreams.
I mean, you're still lying like a catalogue pose. You've got a crushed velvet headboard. I'm not sure whether you're in a brothel in Benwell or you're in your bedroom. I don't care.
I've changed bedrooms.
Well, thank you. I didn't need to know that, but thank you very much. Level 7, tell us what England's going to do against Iran.
I think 4-0.
4-0. And who's going to score?
Wilson twice.
Trippier and Pope.
No, Trippier will get 1. And probably Mason Mount.
Interesting. Well, level 7, it is good to see you. It is good to see you still kicking about, still there with your knobbly bobblies and your whatever else has gone on in the past, and I didn't fucking see it and all that kind of stuff. The legend is still going. Nice to see you, Dave. You take care, buddy.
Nice to see you too.
Good night.
Back next week.
Nice one. See you then. So there you go. He is still there. He is still.
Funny it would be if Newcastle players were the first ones to score.
Well, it would be, but listen, knowing level 7 as much as we do, take his predictions with a very, very thin pinch of salt.
You guys got maybe Francisco. You got to rewind all the way to the beginning of fan forums. He was there. I was there, just dying on what he was saying, especially the Sheffield United game.
The Sheffield United game.
I know, but I'm just imagining the scenario in which, you know, the first ones to score for England are Toon players. It would be like a massive fuck you to everybody.
Exactly. Rachel says level 7 is doing his best 70s program monkey impression. Scotty says Dave was talking like those old Chinese movies where the voice was out of sync with the mouth. Yeah, he was like that guy from Police Academy, wasn't he?
Yep.
Jesus
Kellen
Christ.
Winslow.
Yeah. Right, Jack, come on then. Predict the England score for Monday.
3-0 England.
And the scorers?
Wow.
I think Gareth Southgate, we know he's got his favourites. We know what start 11 is likely going to choose. So I think this game, Iran, is a chance for the likes of Maddison, Wilson, all these players to actually get minutes in the World Cup, because you can't not start anyone. So I think Wilson is going to be, it's his first World Cup, I imagine. And I think he's going to be really up for it. And the first game, if he starts, I think he'll bang to him. And the second scorer, if Maddison starts, I'll go Maddison. Possibly a free kick.
Right.
Coventry all over.
Absolutely, yeah. Big shout out to the Coventry. Thanks for coming on, Jack, and we'll see you next week, buddy.
See you next week.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye, buddy.
See ya.
Right. Francisco. Now, bear in mind, before you predict anything for England, I would just like to remind you, you are at the moment a very well-respected member of this channel, so be careful.
No, I actually would. In terms of the game, I'd say 2-1 England. Because we don't know what Southgate is going to come up in terms of formation based on what he's.
He does.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Good point, Jimmy. That's the thing. So I go for a 2-1 as a test game to see what he has, and then pick up from there. So I don't think he's ready for anything else. But just in another note, I can't wait for this guy and this guy to see their faces from what I sent you. I'm dying to see that.
Beat them again.
Yeah, well, what would be good is if I do Iran versus USA watch along and have these two on.
I'll be in the stadium.
You'd be in the stadium, wouldn't you? But that would, it's gonna get a bit feisty. But listen, Francisco, thank you so much for coming on again, my friend, and love to you out there in Puerto Rico. And we'll speak soon, mate.
You guys take care of yourself, and Ryan, I'm proud of you, buddy. Take care of yourself. You'll be in my prayers, bud.
Thank you.
See you on Twitter.
Stay well, Francisco.
Take care, guys.
Love him. Who can't love him? He's just a wonderful man. Right, Jimmy.
I'm gonna say you win 1-0 because generally you don't start off too fast, but not because of your lack of talent. I'm really interested to see how a lot of the European sides climatize.
Yeah,
good point.
And I think it may take a game to maybe. I fully expect you to use all your substitutions. I don't think Kane's going to go a whole game in that weather. But you should cruise right along after that.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's the big thing is the weather. I'm just interested in seeing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
How you guys deal with that. Ryan, congratulations. I don't understand why your dumbass went in the middle of winter, but
hey, that's when I got the email.
Hey,
that's gonna be cold,
man. That's big time, man. That's big time.
Yep.
Roy, I hope you enjoyed your meal.
Oh, it was lovely. Thanks for the recipe as well.
I'm gonna make Susan that as well. I think it looks bloody lovely.
I used chicken, smoked chicken sausage because I couldn't find any beef ones.
Yeah, that's what I use. I use that just because it's healthier. So, but yeah.
Right. Well, thank you, Jimmy. If you and Roy want to start a cookery channel, you're quite welcome to. I'm sure other people would actually subscribe to that.
Oh no, I'm gonna hit him up for some recipes now.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Thanks for coming on, Jimmy, and we'll see you on Friday night for TTR Friday, mate.
All
Good
right.
luck, USA. Good luck, USA as well against Wales.
Yes.
Yeah, if we
Yeah,
must.
good luck USA against Wales. I'll support USA against Wales.
And
Take
my
care.
prediction for
Go on, Jimmy.
Belgium. This is Belgium's year.
You reckon?
I'm going out on a limb and say, they don't have. This is their last shot. So
Interesting. Right. Well, we'll see you on Friday, Jimmy.
Okay.
See you, mate.
Take care, buddy.
Hey, Jimmy.
Right, Ryan. You don't have to predict Canada because we know how that's going to go. So
I'll go for the U.S. Iran. Iran, England. I'll go 2-1 England.
2-1 England.
I'll go Kane and Foden to score, and then for Iran, I'll go Azmoun, the striker from Leverkusen.
Alfie Moon, was he not in BeastEnders, Billy?
He was, yeah.
Moon.
Cat.
Ryan's thinking, who the fuck's they talking about? Right, Ryan, thank you for coming on, buddy. And seriously, from everybody here at the channel, we really do wish you well. You've become a really good friend, not only of the channel, but myself. And I couldn't be more proud of you, mate, to be honest. It's a really, really massive move for you. And you'll smash it, I'm sure. And it's a very brave thing that you're doing, as I said, this time of the way the world is at the moment. So we couldn't be more proud of you. And stay in touch, though, mate. Don't be a stranger.
I'll be back, and I think I have 2 weeks off during Christmas, so I probably should. I'll probably be back in the setup for like 2 weeks, and then.
Yeah,
I mean, imagine I'm here in a year. Like, I'll come on the fan forums. I'll probably be in a new background. I imagine, like, probably in some little small university dorm room.
We'll miss the dungeon. We'll miss it.
Yeah, we'll miss Ryan full stop, won't we? Because he's been a valued member of the forum and valued member of the channel, hasn't he? So
absolutely.
Yeah, I take pride in this, and like I said, beginning, like this is like the most connected I felt like with the club is just through this channel, and me and you guys, Alex, Jimmy, like they're all friends of mine now. Francisco now, like it's amazing. Like it does genuinely feel like a second family and a family away from a family almost.
Yeah. Well, you always will be, Ryan. So when you can pop on, it's, if you've got a bit of time to pop on any of the shows, you're always welcome, matey, just to catch up and see how you're doing. But seriously, best of luck. We're all proud of you, mate. And you stay safe and you take care and smash it, matey. And we'll speak to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
All right, Ryan. Take care, matey.
I'll keep you posted. Yeah.
All right, mate. See you soon.
All right, thanks.
Well done, mate.
Goodbye, mate. Top man. Absolutely top man and a really good friend, not only of the channel, but me. I've got nothing but admiration for him. And I think he was getting quite emotional there at the end because he is a lovely, lovely lad. And to do what he's doing takes balls, takes absolute balls the way the world is at the minute. And I've got nothing but absolute
admiration.
Admiration, everything, every word you could think of for somebody that's willing to do that. Because it's not only his country it's defending, it's everybody else as well, the way the world is. So he will stay in touch. Obviously, I've got his number. I will stay in touch with him, and we'll wish him well. It's quite emotional because he's been he's been on this channel for, well, God knows, since the very, very early days, and he's become a big part of it. So we really are proud of him and wish him well. Right, the final one goes to Qatari King Kaviani.
Well, look, I'm torn between those two.
Persian Prince Kaviani.
It's my countries, and
here comes an honourable draw coming. I can see it coming a mile off.
I can't see Iran getting anything out of this.
Oh, maybe not then.
I'm going to go 2-0. They'll probably mark Harry Kane the whole game, so the goals are going to come from the side. So probably, I'll say Foden, maybe Sterling.
Yeah. Well, it'd be very interesting to see who he plays, because does he go with? I don't think he'll go with Grealish. I think he'll go with Foden and Sterling. But just too easy to read.
They'll defend with numbers as well. If you watch the 2018 and 2014. They lost 1-0 to Spain and 1-0 to Argentina, and then 2014 they drew 1-1 with Portugal.
Yeah.
So and they defend like it's like a Tanacho Italian 9 defenders. But when they're losing, they go for it. So
fair enough.
But I can't see them. No firepower.
I do have some good news for you, Roy, before you go. Hossein Vafai is about to beat Mark Selby in a snooker.
Oh, okay. Never heard of him.
He's Iranian. He's a Iranian sportsman. Yeah.
Okay. The thing is, we've never lived there because my dad.
What's snooker, by the way?
I used to play snooker though.
Oh no. Well, I used to watch it a lot as a kid. I used snooker tables as a kid, but these days I can't. Anyway, Roy, are you making an appearance on TDR Friday, or are you wanting to come on?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Right. Well, that's fine because obviously with Danielle taking the backseat for a while, it'll be me, Stato, Billy, you, and Jimmy. So I'm sure we can definitely have the famous 5. Yeah, we'll get certainly some adventures on there. By the way, God damn it, I need to find that comment again because I forgot to reply to it, but I think it's way gone now. Thank you.
Have you seen news in? Have you seen the news in Iran today?
No.
Protesters were burning pictures of the national team.
The national team?
Yeah, pictures of the football team. Said that it represents the regime. A lot of my friends as well gave up their tickets and sent them back to FIFA. So no idea. I mean, I don't. So basically, they're saying if the team wins, it does good. It's giving them a good advertisement for the regime. But I'm just going to go support the guys.
Madness. Well, we'll see how it goes. But anyway, we'll see you on Friday night, Roy.
Yes, mate.
We'll send you the link on Friday. So we'll see you at 8 o'clock.
See you, mate. See you,
all
buddy.
right, take care. See you soon. So there you go. The fan forum is over for another week, and we had everything in that fan forum. I think Billy tonight, just sort of very emotional with Ryan, and then some very interesting. We got quite serious on the fan forum tonight,
and the other end of the spectrum as well, with silly songs and what have you.
Yeah. But that's what it's all about. We don't like to keep 50 minutes. We don't like to keep things serious on this channel all through the show. You know that. If we've got something serious to say, we'll say it. We'll have a conversation about it, and then we'll get on with something fun as well, and make people laugh. But listen, that's what this channel is all about, and we said that before, and that's what it will always be. We like to have the serious topics, but it was so nice to be able to have that serious topic conversation tonight, and everyone actually putting the comments across, and not breaking out into holy hell and arguing about it. It was a proper, decent adult conversation, which I'm really proud of everybody on the forum tonight for having that conversation. And Ryan's going to be a big miss. Love the kid. He's become a big part of us, and but he will stay in touch, and I'm sure he will be back on when he can, and let us know how he's getting on. But we will be back on Thursday night. We are. Thursday night, I believe, is... Hang on, where's my bit of paper? Tell me what shows over... Because I'm all over the shop here. Right. So, Thursday night, we're going to do basically a World Cup special where we're going to look at a few groups, not all of them, just a few, and predict who's going to make it out of them groups. And we will also do a little bit of a preview for the England game and see... try and predict our lineups. And Francisco just said paper, Paul.
Concrete.
No, it's Braille. It's Braille. So that'll be on Thursday night. So that'll be interesting. And please take part in the show, because we'd like you all to come on and tell us what you think about the certain groups, and of course the England lineup. Saturday, we are going to do the second half of the World Cup prediction. So keep an eye on the channel for what time that will be on. Obviously, you'll get to find out through social media, or if you've hit the notification bell, it will tell you when we schedule a show. Then we will have a watch along on Monday at round about 12:45. Start with myself for live commentary of England against Iran. And then on Monday night will be the match review of the England game. So we are with you throughout the World Cup. If there's any Newcastle news to bring you, I'll be bringing out regular videos on not like I did from today. If you haven't seen that one, go back and watch it about the Monster Energy. So we are going to be doing lots of shows throughout the World Cup. Alex is going to do a lot of stats about certain teams in the World Cup because not a lot is said about the stats and stuff like that. And I think people enjoy them. So we will have loads of shows on over the World Cup as well as the fan forum will continue. Because I think, if there is any big Newcastle news, we'll discuss that, but also the World Cup itself, which we are really looking forward to. But thank you very much, everybody, for tonight. Thank you to everybody that's super chatted, become members. If you have enjoyed the show, please don't forget to hit that like button before you disappear. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you've seen, please do hit that subscribe button. It's been a very, very good show tonight with some in-depth topics discussed, some quite serious topics discussed. But we just proved that we can do it in a way that doesn't break out into arguments in hell. There he is. Fez, yes, I saw your comment about the World Cup studio. Yes, please. I've seen your first design. I love it. If you can come up with a couple of them, different studios, that would be great. Thank you very much for that, my man. Obviously, another big part of the channel is Fez, helping out with the background, such as what you can see here. So, yeah, that is it. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Billy, for your company tonight. And we'll see you and the Mod Squad. Let's not forget them who've do a brilliant job on the chat. And we will see you again on Thursday night. If there's any news to bring you, keep an eye out for pre-recorded videos. But until then, good night.
Away the lads and lasses.